So I'm so proud of that project, except for one part. It's one part of that that make me feel like, man, that's the lamest I ever did in my life, right? And I know this is not what a lot of people want to hear. I know I can hear my niggas up there right now like, nah, don't do that. But I got to keep it 100 with y'all. I damn near had a relapse, right? I don't know if y'all can feel that, but the world want to see blood. So I say all of that to say, in my spirit of trying to like get this music out, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I moved in a way that I feel spiritually feel bad on me. Like I try to like jab my nigga back and I try to keep it friendly. But at the end of the day, when I listen to it and when it comes out and I see the talk, that shit don't sit right with my spirit. That shit make me feel, that shit disrupts my peace.
So this is the saddest moment in hip hop history, or so they say. Let me go ahead and start off at the very beginning of the video and say J. Cole did this to himself. He chose to drop the diss track, or whatever you want to call it, the warning shot. He chose to say what he said in the record, and you got to live with that as a man. But I'm disappointed for a few reasons. I'm going to address Cole fans in this video, and I'm going to address really what's going on, what people really wanted to see, which wasn't a lyrical battle. That's not what most people wanted to see. Oh yeah, Diddy got a podcast. So let's look at some of the biggest and most popular diss records in hip hop history. We got Hit 'Em Up by Tupac as number one. I don't think most people would disagree with that. We got No Vaseline by Ice Cube. We got Ether by Nas. We got Takeover by Jay-Z. We got Back to Back by Drake. We got Pest Control by The Game. We got Kill Shot, with the whole Eminem and MGK back and forth. Back Down by 50 Cent. What do all those songs have in common? Let's just call a spade a spade. What do all those records have in common? They're disrespectful, right? When you in a rap beef, specifically in hip hop, each record that you respond, you got to come back and say the most foul thing compared to what they last said about you. You got to continue to get more and more foul. Why do I talk about this? J. Cole, this back and forth between him, Kendrick, and Drake, just recently went on stage and apologized. And what a lot of people are saying is that he apologized to Kendrick for the diss record, which is a little bit misleading because that's not exactly what J. Cole did. J. Cole was apologizing for a specific thing. He was really apologizing to himself for doing something that was spiritually conflicting, which a lot of people just don't want to see for selfish reasons. Like, I could understand if Kendrick responded with some fire diss and then J. Cole came on stage and said what he said. The internet would kill this man. But instead, before Kendrick even responded in any sort of capacity, J. Cole goes on stage and publicly does this. Not behind the scenes, not through an Instagram caption, on stage in front of thousands of people, in front of millions of people on social media, across the internet. He did it that way, which communicates to you that it truly bothered him on a spiritual level. And they still killing him. Kendrick ain't even got to respond to win this battle, which means this is about entertainment for people. It's a lose-lose. And I'm completely disappointed. I'm completely disappointed. That's just what it is. So before we react to this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. I appreciate you for being here. But we really finna call out what it is that people are upset with J. Cole about. And it's not about no lyrical warfare.
So I'm so proud of that project, except for one part. It's one part of that make me feel like, man, that's the lamest shit I ever did in my life, right? And I know this is not what a lot of people want to hear. I know I can hear my niggas up there right now like, nah, don't do that. But I got to keep it 100 with y'all, right? I damn near had a relapse, right? Because y'all heard some shit that happened 3 weeks ago, however long it was. Y'all heard that bazooka that was dropped on the motherfucking game, right? So all of this time of me moving on my own accord, for the first time I was tested. Why am I tested? Because I got the world and I got my niggas like, what you gonna do, Cole? My niggas like, boy, I must have had 1,000 missed calls. Oh my God. Text flooded. I couldn't even answer my shit. It's wartime. Right?
Now, this is the first thing you have to understand, bro. First of all, he's already admitted the first portion of where he made his mistake, which was he was moving on his own accord, and then he decided to do something based on what other people were telling him to do. not based on what he wanted to do. So that's the first mistake that he made.
I want to see blood, and I was conflicted because one, I know my heart, you know what I mean, and like I know how I feel about my peers, these two niggas that I just been blessed to even stand beside in this game, let alone chase their greatness, right? So I felt conflicted because I'm like, bro, I know I don't really feel no way, but the world want to see blood. I don't know if y'all can feel that, but the world want to see blood. So I say all of that to say, in my spirit of trying to like get this music out, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I moved in a way that I feel spiritually feel bad on me. Like I try to like jab my nigga back and I try to keep it friendly, but at the end of the day, when I listen to it and when it comes out and I see the talk, that shit don't sit right with my spirit. That shit make me feel, that shit disrupts my peace. So what I want to say right here tonight is, in the midst of me doing that and in that trying to find a little angle and downplay this catalog and his greatness, I want to say right now tonight, how many people think Kendrick Lamar is one of the greatest motherfuckers ever touch a microphone? Dreamville, y'all love Kendrick Lamar, correct? As do I.
So a lot of people really hated that he said that. They was like, oh no, this is weak, Cole, don't say this, and oh, how can you do this? You letting us down. It's like, no, you need to listen to what the brother is saying. First of all, he is not apologizing for being competitive. He is not apologizing for saying that he thinks he's better than them. He's not apologizing for saying, listen, I'm ready to go to war and lyrically compete. He's not apologizing for that. That's what I'm kind of confused that even the quote unquote Cole fans are not hearing him, because the very thing that we love Cole for, you're missing the point. The very reason why we love Cole, you're missing the point. It's going to be something people that's not Cole fans are going to purposely not bring up, right? Cole has literally said in lyrics before, they act like two legends cannot coexist, but I never beef with a brother for nothing. If I smoke a rapper, it's going to be legit. It won't be for clout. It won't be for fame. It won't be because my stuff ain't selling. My music ain't selling the same. The bigger we get, the more likely egos collide. It's just physics. Please, let's put our egos aside. You my brother. And if our worst enemies turn us into enemies, I hope that we remember these nights full of enemies. When Hove around, we switch up to that do say. Gotta show respect one day. We trying to stay where you stay. Cause we from where you from. Not talking about the slums. I'm talking about that mind state to keep a black brother dumb. Keep a black brother down by a black brother gun. So let me explain why that's important. J. Cole is literally telling you, he's not saying I apologize for being competitive with Kendrick Lamar. He's apologizing for the angle he chose to take, which is why I said at the beginning, it's his fault. He's saying, bruh, I could have just responded just being super lyrical. And I'm seeing people in the comment section, which I'm thinking No Life Shaq or people like that are going to get up there and like back J. Cole on that. And you're not doing it. People in the comment section saying, let me get this straight. A dude dissed you. You diss him back and you apologizing for the diss? That's crazy. No, it ain't. That's not what he just said, bro. They manipulating the narrative. First of all, Kendrick Lamar never dissed J. Cole. What did he say? If you walk around with that stick, it ain't Andre 3K. Mother F the big three, homie, it's just big me. And you can even say the part where he said, I'm just clicking up, he gonna have to prove that he's a problem. If you notice, bro, look at these lyrics. These are the lyrics that Kendrick Lamar said about Drake. That's what you say about somebody you truly and genuinely don't like. I legit think that Kendrick Lamar does not like Drake. Sure, anybody with 2 eyes and 2 ears can admit that Drake is talented. Kendrick Lamar legit don't like Drake. So if you're gonna go as hard as you did, he dissed Drake on that record. There's no way around it. And then he threw some small jabs at J. Cole, which tells you he respects J. Cole. Yes, we would like to see a lyrical war, but let me get to my biggest point. People are not wanting to see a lyrical battle. There's a small percentage of you all out there that want to see a lyrical battle. I'm one of those people. So from that perspective, a hip-hop perspective, yes, sure, I'm disappointed. Yes, this caught all of us off guard. But this is what you have to understand. More than 80% of people are not even J. Cole fans. They're not even Kendrick Lamar fans. They want to see rap beef. There's a difference. Part of the reason why drill is what it is, King Von and Lil Durk and, FBG Duck and all these dudes coming out of Chicago and now other places like in Florida. Why were they so big? Because they're dissing the dead. Because on every record, when they're dissing each other, you have to come back and say the most foul thing on each record. What is he going to say next? Like he got to come back with something worse. Yes, Again, 20% of us or less are wanting to see a lyrical battle from these hip-hop giants. But a bigger part of us don't actually want to see that. We want these people to put real relationships on the line for our entertainment.
So I just want to come up here and be like, publicly be like, bruh, that was the lamest, like, goofiest shit. And I say all that to say it made me feel like 10 years ago when I was moving incorrectly. And I pray that God align me back up on my purpose and on my path. You know what I mean? I pray that my nigga really didn't feel no way. And if he did, my nigga, I got my chin out. Take your best shot. I'm gonna take that shit chin, boy. Do what you do. You know what I mean? Like, all good. Like, it's love. And I pray that, y'all are like, forgive a nigga for like the misstep, and then I can get back to my true path. Cause I ain't gonna lie to y'all, the past 2 days felt terrible. Like, it let me know how good I've been sleeping for the past 10 years. So all of that to say, man, I wanna now perform the song that's a reminder to me of getting back on the right path and getting in tune with God. And the name of the song is called Love Yours. I wanna do that for y'all right now.
So what that communicates to me is that for all of us normal people out here, average folks out here who are not in the music industry, we don't know how this works, right? So when a lot of us look at this, we think, bro, this is not street beef, bro. We not thinking y'all gonna actually hurt each other. You missing the point. This dude is saying, he's literally telling you, if you listen, he almost relapsed and went back to where he was 10 years ago. And if you actually listen to Cole's music, as I expect a lot of you to do, then you'll understand over the years he's talked about his maturity, how he used to be in a place that was so far away from God, so far away from purity, right, that he was in a very bad, depressed state. And he's talking about when he got on this record and he started talking about Kendrick Lamar's catalog, your first stuff was classic, your last stuff was tragic. Mr. Morale and the big steppers you're calling tragic, no matter what you think about the music, the message in the music was supposed to be this sort of healing thing, this self-healing thing. The very thing that J. Cole represents. Right? The reason why I can get on this platform, right, and a channel where I'm constantly bashing and criticizing and saying all these things, these critical things about hip hop, the reason why I can get on here with confidence and say I still have a current favorite rapper, even though it can very much so come off hypocritical, the reason why I can come off that way and say that with so much confidence is because of what J. Cole stands for, right? Because of the very things that he talks about in his music. Right? If you're a rapper, you can bring tears to my eyes, brother, with your message because it's so far away from the most popular things that you're hearing in music, let alone hip hop these days, right? That means a lot to me. And J. Cole music does that, right? So that's what's very important to understand. I'm disappointed that No Life Shaq went up there and went so hard on Cole. Called him weak, said that this is the weakest moment in hip hop.
Bro, I couldn't even talk to this dude for 3 weeks. I didn't talk to J behind that shit. I was like, and then when he went and apologized and shit, I was like, oh, no. I was hitting him from the thing like, get off the radio. We looking crazy.
Kendrick come back and kill this dude. Like, I'm very disappointed in that because from a hip hop perspective, I understand. But like, if you truly follow that man, you say he your number one artist, specifically him, it has to be because of his message, bro. Combined with his lyrical skill. It's like all of that's out the window now. Which brings me to a bigger problem, which is that hip-hop is derived in negativity, disguised as competition. Let me say that again. What people are claiming to want to see, which is competition, they really want negativity. They want people to put real relationships on the line, right? Which is communicating to me, us average folks, we don't understand how this works. J. Cole, who's in the industry, is saying, if I go the route that I'm going to damage this real relationship that he has spoken on many occasions, both in music and in interviews, about how he truly value his relationship with his peers, right? And you say, all right, Kendrick threw jabs. J. Cole should have came back and threw jabs too. But he decided to go after this man's catalog, which was also crazy because the very thing he said about Kendrick Lamar, which a lot of us thought was cap. Like, do you really feel that way? But also, it could be applied to J. Cole. J. Cole understands the narrative around his name. He understands that people have been calling this music boring. People have been saying they're tired of him producing his own beats. People have been telling him he needs to collab more. J. Cole, if you want to be seen in a bigger light, do more music, do more collaborations. Even if it's not with artists, collab with more producers, right? He understands this. So to get on a track and criticize this man's height, you're too short to box with the guy. I don't even think that part would have been bad. But criticizing the man's catalog, it's like, All these years, all the things Kendrick has ever said about any of these rappers, he's never said that about J. Cole. And that would have been an easy thing he could have said about J. Cole. That says a lot. That means he actually respects Cole. And Cole like, man, I let these folks gas me up. And ain't nothing wrong with responding to Kendrick. I responded on his catalog. So Cole is saying, he's not saying forgive me, Kendrick, for what I said. He's saying, look, I slipped up and said what I said about your catalog, which is not the route I should have took. I got my chin up high and I'm going to take it like a man. Give me your best shot, my dude. I understand. It's all love. That's maturity. That's being a bigger man. But, of course, you're going to hear people in the comments saying, we understand he being positive and being the bigger man and being mature. But that was weak as it. Like, what? Hop in the comment section to give me y'all thoughts, man. This is crazy.
Oh, yeah. Diddy got a podcast.